Team DeathNote is now on Patreon. Follow us to unlock exclusive content and watch videos that we release for up to 1 or more days earlier than on YouTube, with unique tiers such as Namekian Race, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan Elite, Godly Heroes, and Godly Villains. Click the link on the description down below. Now back to the video. Yo, what up guys, it's Gabi from Team DeathNote, TDN back at it again, and we're over here with a few Zamasu deck profile. But this one's going to be a little bit different because this one is blue-green Zamasu. And just before I start, I just want to give out a shout out to one of our sponsors, and that's Car Has Got Wood. Thank you for pledging to us. And let's begin this deck profile. So basically, for you that do not know what the Fuse Zamasu does, is once per turn, I can put a card from my life into the drop area, and if that card is blue, I get to draw one card. And then he awakens when he's at 2 life or less. You get to flip him over, you draw 2 cards, he becomes Absolute God Fuse Zamasu. He's a 15k attacker. He has the effect that when you attack, you get to draw 1 card, and for every damage that they deal to you, you don't take life anymore. Instead, you put the 5 top cards of your deck into the drop area. So if it's a double strike, that will be 10 cards, triple strike, 15 cards, so forth and so forth. And let's begin to what this card, to what this deck can do. So basically, starting off, we're going to be running 2 Majin Boos. I know it seems a little bit unorthodox, but you're going to see why. So 2 Majin Buu, you tap 1, you call out Majin Buu, you get to draw 1 card. We're going to be running 4 Universe 10 Supreme Kai Gowasu. So we are going to be running 4 Gowasu. Gowasu, what he does is that on play, you tap 1 blue, you get to check the top 3 cards of your deck, I believe. Yeah, you get to check the top 3 cards of your deck for 1 god and put it into your hand, which is basically the whole deck. Majin Buu is the only card in this deck that is not a god. That's where we're putting him down to 2, because we don't really want to be whiffing cards like that. 4 Majin the Fire West Supreme Kai, just because he wants to ramp in his deck. And what's a better ramper than a ramper that has barrier? So basically in turn 2, you'll tap 2, play her out there, you'll be at 3 energies, and you can keep doing what you're doing. It's hard to remove her off the field. It's not impossible, but it is hard. And she can be used as energy, so you can tap her and play like a Sensu Bean or play a Whis Corrosion, so forth and so forth. We're going to be playing 2 Zamasu, the Invincible, just because the dude, this is a Zamasu deck, of course. And just because the dude has Indestructible, which is actually really, really strong, because you can't take him out the field, can't bounce him back to your hand, you can't put him at the bottom of your deck, you can't really do anything, and then he doesn't die from KO as well. So that's actually very good, especially when you're going up against like kind of like the Mecha Veggies. You know, they can't really remove your field, so you still have all your cards out there, you still swing at them. We're going to be running 3 Warrior of the Gods Goku Black. This card is a Saiyan and God at the same time. When you have a Zamasu out there, he basically becomes indestructible. You know, he doesn't get removed from play, from the battle area due to skills, just like this guy. But he can be attacked, and he can die by attack. So he can be KO'd by attack. So you do not swing with the dude unless you're going to Union Patora in the deck. The other Goku we are going to be running is the Goku Black Joyful Strike, Black Rose. His ability is on play, you deal yourself 2 damages, and you get to untap 6 cards. So you untap 6 energies with this guy. Now, the part that says deal yourself 2 damage is actually very crucial, because once you're at 2 life or 1 life, because you want to awaken when you're at 1 life, and you play this guy out there, since you deal yourself 2 damages, that means you mill the top 10 cards in your deck because of your leader effect, and you still get to untap 6 energy, and you still keep going on. And he's a 25k attacker with double strike, so that's actually very good. 3 Zamasu the Alert God, just because this dude right here is actually very OP. He has Indestructible, he's swinger for 25k, he evolved for 5, so if you have a Zamasu out there, you want to evolve him on top of him, you can. That way you can call him out 1 turn earlier than what he's supposed to, because it's 3 blue, 2 whatever, and the deck is mainly blue, so you always have like 3 to 4 blue energies out there, of course. And he has the ability that I think it's once per turn during your opponent's turn. I believe if your leader card is Zamasu or Goku Black, you may place 1 card from your hand and put it to the drop area. If you do, you negate that attack, and this skill gets negated for the duration of the turn. So he becomes a negator that can still attack during your turn for 25k, so he's good, and he cannot be removed off the field. So that's good. And for that, we're going to be running Infinite Force Fuse Zamasu, just one. Just because there's many different ways where you can get this guy from your deck and put it to your hand. One of them is Gawasu. The other way that I am going to be showing you promptly. So basically what he does is that every time he attacks, he has indestructible, so he can't leave the field. He attacks, he is a 30k attacker. Union Patoras for 7, so you tap 3 blue, 4 whatever, and you get a Zamasu and a Goku Black, so him, or him, and you put those 2 cards together. He comes out as active, so you can swing with them first, then do the Union Patora and fuse into this dude. So when he attacks, your opponent has to discard a card from hand, remove a battle card from his field, remove an energy from his field, and take a life as well. So he hits you by 4 different things when he's attacking. He dumps a card from hand, dumps a card from the battle area, dumps a card from your energy area, and dumps a card from your life area. This dude is just too OP, and we only run one of him. 4 super combos with his power combined to keep it to Kai. First of all, he is a god, so you could search him out for the with the Gawasu. He becomes a 10k, so he's a super combo when your life is at 4 or less. And the only reason why I chose him over Piccolo is because later games you might not have a hand like too big or too great, because Zamasu tends to do that to you. So what you want to do is that you put a card back to the hand. So let's say they swing at you and they're swinging for 25 or for 20, and you don't really want to waste too many combo cards out your hand. So what you do is that you combo with him, you become a 25, and you put that card back to their hand. And if they only comboed with 1 card, when you put the card back to your hand, you actually get to draw a card. And on offensive step, when you attack, you can still super combo and draw. So he gives you both benefits of the doubt. You can either go defensive or offensive. The dude is still good. 2 Whis, the Sacred Guard. Just because this dude here is hard to remove him off the field, except if you attack into him. He can't be bounced. He can't be put at the bottom of the deck. You cannot KO him with your skills. So he is a secured blocker out there to make sure that you block with the guy. And I'm gonna tell you why I chose him and why I chose the Piccolo over here, the strategist. Now he is from the Dash Pack promo from set 3, and this dude right here, he has barrier. So the only way for you to remove him off the field is if like you do a Ultra Instinct Goku, or if you do something like that 5 X Evolve Bardock that you just remove everything from play. That's the only reason he could get off the field. But on top of that, he's a 20k attacker with crit. And once per turn, when you play him, I think it is, on play, or is it active main? Active main, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and you just KO them, and the skill cannot be used for the rest of the game. So that's actually good. And he's just a solid 20k attacker, crit with barrier. He actually puts a lot of pressure. And I'm going to tell you why I chose these 2 cards and why to run them at 2. 2 Evil Psych Zamasu, 3, sorry, because first of all, he is a blocker and he is a Zamasu. He has indestructible and barrier as well on top of that. And, just because he blocks just 1 card, he still's on the field, so you could do Union Patora, so you won't have to waste like this Zamasu or this Zamasu for you to actually fuse on top of them. And then on top of that, let's say if your opponent does a Bardock, he doesn't leave the field. If your opponent does a Ultra Instinct Goku, he does not leave the field. So that still gives you options for when the Ultra Instinct swings at you, you can still just block the attack because he goes nowhere. So that's actually very, very good. 4 Terra Scythe Goku Black, just because this card is the reason why we're only running him at 1. Him and it's him and Gawasu. This dude right here on play. Not only you get to create 2 shadow tokens that have a 10k attack and 5k combo, so you can combo with them for either defensive or offensive play. You can also search your deck for any Zamasu and add it to your hand, if I am correct. Yep, you search your deck for any Zamasu and you add it to your hand, so you can search for this dude, this dude, because technically he is a Zamasu, and this dude over here, you can just add them to your hand. This is the only reason why we only play 1, 3, 2, so forth and so forth, because it's really good. On top of that, you have little searches, you have big searches that can directly get you the card and put it into your hand, which is actually very, very annoying. And he's a 15k attacker, 3-drop green. We're running 2 Twisted Justice Fuse Zamasu. You know, just because this card is actually very good. He's a 25k attacker. He can also be searched out from the Terra site Goku Black. He has Union Potara, so he Union Potara's for 5. So it's 1 green and 4 whatever on top of a Goku Black and a Zamasu. So him, or him, and you get this Union Potara on top of them. He has Indestructible, so he doesn't go anywhere. He has Double Strike on top of that, and on play. You can either choose 2 cards from your opponent's hand and put them into the drop area, or you choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards and put them into the drop area. So that's actually very, very annoying. So just imagine you every turn, you swing it with him, and your opponent has to pop 1 from life, 1 from hand, 1 from field, and 1 from energy, and then you call him out. Then he has to discard 2 from hand or 2 from the battle area. It's just crazy because you're just gonna mess up your opponent's plans. It's actually very good. And the reason why we run these 2 cards is because of the King Vegeta surprise attack. We run 3 of him. Now, King Vegeta surprise attack is actually a very, very good tech in the deck. I won't really say tech because there's 3 of him. Is that you tap 1 during the combo step, and you give a battle card plus 10,000 in revenge. So basically, when they're attacking with like one of their apes or like one of their crazy cards, you can just block with Whis. He cannot be removed by skill. So some of them will combo you out because they want to kill the dude. They might go up to 30, they might go up to 35, it doesn't really matter. So what you do right there is when you block and you redirect the target to him, you're going to tap 1 going to King Vegeta's, putting him at 30,000 and revenge. So even if you don't have enough to out combo them, he will kill the King Vegeta. He will kill all those little funny people, those UI Gokus. He will actually take them down because of this, and it's actually very strong. And if you want to just out combo him, you can. That way he has revenge and he stays on the battle area, and then you have to have your opponent to swing at him again with another battle card if he wants to take this card off of your board, and then potentially killing somebody else, which is actually very crazy. 3 Whis negates because let's face it, you don't want to die, and the way this current meta is that if you don't negate, you basically ain't going nowhere because it's so aggressive. And Zamasu is actually a very good counter for that if you want to just like lay back and play just a little bit more paced out. 3 objections because you need ramping. So between this Majin Defier and objection, you actually get to ramp so you can see your plays earlier. And 2 full Shrouded in Mystery just because the dude is good, and especially when you combo Goku Black Rose into full. If you're awakened, you put 10 cards from the top of your deck into the drop area, already putting you at Overwhelm 10, so you could just go ahead and overwhelm him. And it says that he has Double Strike, 30,000, and when you play this card, using Overwhelm, your opponents can't activate skills on cards other than their leader cards until the beginning of their next turn. So all that barrier, all that blocker, all that crazy stuff just goes away. So yeah, this is Gabi from Team DeathNote. Just remember, guys, we said it first. Peace out.
Que lo que es fortuna